Hello. My name is Hannah Gagliardo, and I have been to a real castle. Me and my husband wanted to take a weekend for ourselves, do something nice, because we never get to spend time with each other. So we booked a room at the Belhurst Castle, which is in the middle of New York. Well, not entirely, maybe like 2 hour drive. Um, Anyway, so we booked our trip and we started to head there. After I told my mom about this, she did some research and she called me to tell me about this castle and its history. Apparently, this hotel is haunted and it is known for a lot of infidelity. And there have been a couple stories of women. There's a woman who left her husband with her lover from England, went to this castle, and when her husband came to find her, they snuck underground through a tunnel to escape, but the tunnel had collapsed and killed them both. And there was one other story that was similar, and the spouse and the lover had perished by I forget what happened. So, great choice. Anyway, so we start driving and we're maybe got 45 minutes left in our drive and our car breaks down. And we're on the side of the road. Eh, I don't even think we really have cell service at this point. So we go up to the house that we're pulled over in front of and we ask the lady to help us, but she was of no help. Very rude, actually. Maybe she was nervous, but if we're broke down in front of them, we didn't know what was wrong. So my husband walked down to the next house, which was a little bit of a hike, and this man had just got out of work and he was extremely helpful. Got a gas can. He filled they went and got gas to see if that helped or changed anything, and it didn't, so there's definitely something wrong. So he quick ran back to his house, grabbed a ratchet strap. He said his buddy works at a mechanic shop that's right in the town. It takes us like maybe 20 minutes to get there. And he towed us into town. And it was probably a really awesome experience. Um, we were both pretty calm and cool. That's one of my favorite things is it was a terrible situation where I feel a lot of people get upset and flip out. And he was just very calm, cool, collective, which is what I really respect about him. And we went to this mechanics. We waited for a little bit. He came and looked at it, figured it out in like a half hour. He fixed it. It was like $30. And then we were back on the road. It was a detour, but we were back on the road and we were only 2 hours late. Um, anyway, so then we get there and we had the second best room because the best room was booked because there was a wedding going on, which we were unaware of until later. And our room was beautiful. We had a balcony and it was made out of the stones that were brought over from England as this was like a legit castle. It was very beautiful. And we could see the lake and we had a complimentary glass of wine and they had a wine tap in the second floor inside of a pillar that was tapped directly into a barrel and we could go and they gave us a key in our room and we went and unlocked the little thing and tapped into the wine. And then we got ready for dinner. It was a very old house castle, so it wasn't like a normal restaurant, but it was very beautiful. A lot of original woodwork. And when we went down to dinner, there was a wedding going on. And we got into the restaurant, and there's like this area. They turned like the whole floor into like the restaurant. So what used to be a study where there's like a library had some tables and chairs in it, along in other parts of the building. But this particular room had doors that would open and close, and because there was loud music from the wedding, they closed the doors, so we had this whole room to ourselves, and it was very private and really awesome. But because they were busy, it was taking a while for our drinks. So we got up and we went to the open bar in the wedding and got a couple of drinks. Yeah, we crashed it for a second, but it was maybe like 30, 40 people there. So we had to get out of there fast because they would obviously recognize that we weren't part of the party. So we went back to our table and then we finally got our orders, and it was awesome. The food was really good, and we had quite a few drinks, and we got drunk and we danced, and it was very romantic and nice. I really recommend going there just for the fun of it. After we had our dinner, we went back up to our room, which we had to climb 3 sets of stairs because this is a castle. There is no elevator. When we got all the way to our room, up to the top floor, we hung out on the balcony, looked at the stars. It was very nice, and then it was time for us to go to bed. As we're laying down, trying to fall asleep, the door, which is a very heavy, big wooden door because this is an old building, started to creak open on on my kids' lives. I swear, this door just creaked open in the middle of the night. Surprisingly, I was calm. I wasn't scared, and in a weird way, it helped me fall asleep. And then afterwards, um, we Ted. So then we fell asleep, and then the next morning we're checking everything out in the daylight, and we found a picture of the lady of the house originally, and she looked identical to me. So that was really creepy. We took a couple of pictures, of course. It was like a doppelganger. It was wild. And then afterwards, we checked out, and on our way home, we stopped at Letchworth, and we found another old hotel called the Glen Iris Inn, which is very beautiful, that looks over the falls at Letchworth, and it is only open during between May and October because it's too cold to heat during the winter time. But it is a hotel that they brought back to life, and we are going to stay there this season, hopefully, because now old hotels are my new thing. And I cannot wait to try this Glen Iris Inn in Letchworth and to experience any hauntings that they might have. Okay, thank you.